This RSBANDB Update Nibble originally aired on RSBANDB Update, episode 727. Enjoy. I personally believe that the beta needs to happen, and that this update needs to happen. And, I think the fact that there is no explanation on here as to why you should care about this and why you should even go check this out is a bit concerning.
Well, because I think they were faced with, I'm probably overthinking this because honestly, I think when it comes to newspost, this is just they didn't know how to write it very well when it comes to giving that reason. But if it was me, and this is kind of a risk in of itself, but I would direct people to the fact that, look, when it comes to combat, we've pushed mechanics pretty much to the limit. There's not a lot of room. There's not a lot of space to fill in from there. If you're doing Solak in 5 minutes, you're badass, and what can we do? This is going to allow us to make that experience even richer, even better. This is going to allow us to add a whole new layer of mechanics and what you should use or what you should switch to in different situations, and give that next level of combat a whole new coat of paint. But you didn't hear anything like that. So
yeah, I agree. I'm much more interested in this update for a very different set of reasons than the one you listed. I kind of feel that PVM at the highest levels is already incredibly complicated and difficult to execute to the point that many players feel like it's not even worth attempting to reach that level. Like
your articles would confirm that,
right? I was going to say, like, if people have read some of my recent articles, like, there's stuff that is so niche that it like seems absurd that you would even do it, and so just adding more and more and more complexity is something that I'm concerned about. But I like this update for a different set of reasons, I guess. I'm nervous that it will be perceived as just making things harder. And so that's the perception that I think that they need to spend the most time pushing back against.
Well, I think on the other side of the coin, you have everyone else that does some kind of combat, and it works for them on the exact opposite level, because while it adds complexity to the effects that it has, it gives you a choice in your weapons and what you're like. If you're going, this is going to make like the Slayer task actually be more like Slayer task again, by different weapons and different effects. And if you're trying to get through it really quick, like if you're trying to kill Ripper demons really fast, you might want to use the dagger because it's going to be quicker kills. Just different things like that, which I think that would be great to have again too, because I think one of the things when they tried to do the Slayer, we ended up with these little mini bosses rather than how it would turn out this time. This time it would feel more like it used to, instead of just walking into your bank and hitting whatever preset number you have for ranged or whatever, and you can just go kill everything.
Okay. I'm going to expand on what you said in terms of why this is important, and it's something that Sirion has talked about a lot about too, and that's player choice. Because if you have a game as it is right now with combat, like you said, you can pretty much just take, a tier 92 scythe and go do pretty much any Slayer task, barring the more complicated, high-leveled ones. And you can just go there and you run through the task, and that's task done. Whereas with this, you're given more choice in particularly how you want to do that. And that's why this update is important to game, because this deals with and this is the case I would have made on the news post, is that this deals with one of the key aspects of an MMO, and that's player choice. And when we have player choice about how our character looks, when we have choice about what kind of armor we wear, and now we're adding on more choice in terms of the weapons that we use and the potential little passive effects that come with them, that's just further deepening the MMO experience, and that's what makes an MMO great. And that is what the selling point should have been on this, is that we're running this beta. We're going to be enhancing the way combat works going forward, and this is going to be offering you, the player, so much more choice. We'd very much like your input on this in order to make RuneScape your MMO. That should have been the case that was made.